We're back. This is the Gunslinger Gaming podcast, our episode 2. I'm with Dick Lazer, Freddy, and Korchie, and I'm McMurphy. It got recommended to me that maybe we go around and kind of say where we're each from, so people get an idea. The kind of collective crew we got going here. I'm McMurphy from Venice, California. How about you, Lazer?
I live in Indiana, outside of Cincinnati, so down in the tri-state region, out in the sticks.
And
nice.
Freddy?
I'm Freddy, but you knew that already.
Yes, cool.
So you may need subtitles. I'm from Royal Lytham St Anne's in Lancashire, England.
Nice.
You need to say that in English, my friend.
Yeah.
I understood the Lancashire. You're from Royal what?
Lytham St Anne's.
Royal Lytham St Anne's for you English-speaking people.
Thanks, guys.
So Freddy's from England. Okay.
Sorry, mate.
Korchie.
Sorry, snappy tonight.
I'm Korchie. I live just outside Detroit, Michigan. Yeah.
Here we go.
Sorry.
I hope it had a good...
Excuse me.
Freddy's just going to die on podcast. He's doing it for ratings.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope everyone had a good 4th of July, or as Freddy says, good riddance day, probably.
That's
very nice.
Did you...
Congratulations, guys. Well done.
Well done.
You know, like my daughter says, it's no big deal about it, but we had to declare independence because they call a grilled cheese a cheese toasty, and she's not all about that.
Oh, that's weird.
That's the reason, Benny.
Cheese toasty? I didn't know that.
A cheese toasty.
Delicious.
It's a cheese toasty.
Do you serve it with tomato soup as well, or?
No, that would be tomato soup.
Oh, my God.
You just won.
Yeah. Now I see why we had the war. It makes sense now.
Why we won.
Yeah, you call it tomato. Tomato. Tomato.
We didn't win anything.
Well, we had an awesome podcast last time. It ended up being a rehearsal because the recording didn't work. So we just popped on during Friday's Frosty Pint, so just to at least get something down here. We were talking about, well, for one, Black Ops 2. The map packs came out. What do Lazer and Freddy think of them?
Freddy, go ahead. I'll go too long.
Okay, very quickly. I've only played 3 of the multiplayer maps. I liked them. Got on 2 of them. One was Intel, which is the remake of Summit, which I was disappointed about, because I thought, I know the map, but unfortunately everyone else did who was playing it. Cove is just a massive cluster of a map. It's just, you can't, people come from everywhere. I played 2 matches on that. And the other one I played was the paintball one, which I can't remember the name of. I really enjoyed that.
It's like a paintball.
Yeah, it's in Georgia. What is the name of it? I can't think of it either. Yeah. Go figure.
Hey, everyone knows what I mean. The paintball map, you know.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I haven't played the other one, which I can't even remember what it looks like, so I can't even
It's a Detour. It's in New York. It's an overpass.
Yeah, it's the freeway, isn't it?
Yeah, freeway overpass. You got 2 different levels.
Yeah.
On both sides. It's a nice map.
Oh, wow.
Especially for domination, you're gonna like it a lot. Especially the 2 holes by B. Oh, awesome. Well, people are falling in all the time, being idiots, running up, going and you fall down.
You were just playing the zombie.
Yeah, buried.
Is it better maps than before? Like, how many zombie maps are there now? In the game.
Well, it came with transit, and I'm not going to count all the little maps like farm and town and the little things you can do. But it came with the transit, and then it came with Nuketown Zombies too. You were able to get that. And then,
that's right.
What was the next one? That was Die Rise?
Die Rise.
High Rise was a good one. That's, I think, based in Singapore after a nuclear explosion, yeah? In high-rise buildings, skyscrapers. And the next one was Mob of the Dead, which is based in Alcatraz.
Oh, wow, that would have been cool.
And you play as, like, gangsters, like, it was like, I can't think of anybody's names, but they're, like, movie stars.
Joe Pantoliano, who was in films.
Weasel, yeah.
Yeah, that was Weasel.
And
the
then,
other one is, he was in Goodfellas.
Ray Liotta, yeah.
And then there's the other guy.
Oh, Finn? Is that his name? Is that Finn?
That's it. No, that's Ray Liotta.
Sal.
Sal is the guy that I can never remember.
The old guy. He's like the leader of the gang kind of thing. But that is a really, really good map. They did a good job on that. And now this one is like it's an underground, like Old West mining town, but it's in Africa, mind you, which is, I find, very strange. But it's like underground, and sometimes you can see up like canyons, like sandstone canyon walls where light's coming through, you know what I mean? It's like underground. They did a wonderful job, like with all the details of like the saloon and the candy store and there's a hangman's noose and there's a church with a cemetery and the big old house with the ghost in the windows, and it's scary as shit. And I ain't figured it out yet, so I can't tell you too much about it, but that's awesome.
See, I'm on the Wii U, so I can only live through you guys. We don't get the map packs of any kind.
That is, I can't believe they did that to you. That just doesn't make any sense. Didn't we get the black map packs?
No, they didn't. It was the Black Ops one.
They got zombies, though.
Yeah, they got the zombies. They just didn't get any of the expansions. That one, even in the manual, they referenced the fact that there was DLC coming out, and they never honored that. And then I know with the Wii U, they did this video, Treyarch did, and saying we're excited because the first time you'll be a full full Call of Duty experience on a Nintendo system, and I mean, they don't have Elite, they don't have the DLCs, they don't have.
They lied.
Yeah, they essentially lied.
Did you even get the Peacekeeper?
No, we didn't get 0%
of the
DLC.
Wrong, man.
Yeah, we never got Nuketown.
That was just you didn't get Nuketown 2025?
Nope.
Or Nuketown Zombies?
Neither.
That's not good.
That is just wrong. Why would they do that?
Well, actually, if you go to the Wii U eShop,
it's Activision Nintendo fighting is what it is.
Yeah, they can't make any deal.
It probably takes extra developing for the gamepad, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
They just,
I mean,
that's just wrong.
I don't know. It's just, I think they feel
sad.
It's not worth their time or whatever. But then
probably.
What did you say? How many people were online at a time on the Wii U?
No, like 2,000.
No,
so. But I mean,
that's big.
2,000 people spend $15 on a DLC. You're still making some money, but
I know, but that's a hell of a port over.
Yeah,
that's a totally different system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
that second screen,
Yeah. I mean, they don't do a whole lot with it, but to me, the best part of it is, I think we talked about it last time, maybe. I can't remember. The split screen. Like, you don't have to have a split screen now. One plays on the gamepad. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds really cool. So what does the gamepad have on it? Is it just like the map and it shows you where you are? Or?
Yeah, it has that. It'll show what your score streaks are. You can press it on there. You can send messages.
Is it a touch screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, neat.
Yeah, that's what I like the gamepad. It's light. Some people.
So it's actually like pulling out the gamepad, like when you get a score streak, like to use your Hellstorm missile. You just look down on your little thing and use your Hellstorm missile, huh?
I've never done it. I use the Wiimote, but yeah, you can definitely.
Oh shit!
It's also kind of nice. You can set it off.
That's cool.
You can set your gamepad up to the side, and you can actually kind of, you know how you always have that small map in the corner, that your radar. Well, that whole thing is the radar, so that's kind of nice. It kind of gives you a better.
Yeah, but you got to look away from your TV. For that.
No, that's true.
Oh, I'm not good like that. Changing my focus, it's bad enough as it is.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a shame, and now they're, the question is if they're even going to put Ghosts out for the Wii U. I hope they do. I won't get it if I don't get to play motion control, which, we mentioned the rehearsal time, but the Battlefield 4, how the developers came out and essentially said, kind of just dismissed. There's like, companies have come to us wanting us to use the motion gimmick, but we're not interested. I was like,
that's ridiculous. But then again, people like us would totally own.
I know.
A motion, and we would love Battlefield then.
I know.
But everybody else would hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who used the controller wouldn't love it. So, and that's the masses.
Yeah, I love the motion control. I think if you give it a try, you realize just how much of an advantage you have. I mean, everyone's running around and you're just playing Duck Hunt,
Yeah.
Well,
it's not necessarily an advantage to me. It's just it's more fun. It's more realistic.
Yeah.
More natural.
It's so much more natural, yeah. And I suck at the controller.
It would give you a huge advantage in control and recall.
It took me 2 years to get used to analog stick.
I won't even try because I'm
when I first went to PS3, I got a mouse controller.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still sucked.
Well, I
just cost $100, and it was nice. I love that thing. It sucked when it broke.
Oh, I was wondering why I haven't heard about it for a while.
Yeah, I went to the controller. That was back in Modern Warfare 2.
Well, speaking of like the Nintendo front, one of the other big releases was, I always want to call Harvest Moon, I know it's not, Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing. It's just amazing how many people are playing that game.
Yes, it is. It's awesome. I go on my 3DS cute. And my whole friend list is playing. It is cute. It's fun. There's tons of stuff to collect.
I know the first one.
It sounds so dumb, but it's not. It's awesome.
Do they do it like the Wii one, where you have not missions? I mean, speaking first-person shooter there, but like they give you tasks and stuff, and you're supposed to go kind of like. Yeah, I mean, it's something like that.
It's not like completely tasks, but yeah, if you want to achieve certain things, you want
Pokemon
to
style.
It's a great game. No, but like I'm a little behind in the game. I don't have a ton of time to play, but there's like a new club feature that's in the on the Main Street area, so I had to have everybody sign my list and then give it to some guy. But I mean, that's not the entire game. It's not just dumb little tasks. I mean, there are a lot of them available. You can ignore a lot of them. You can go fishing. There's tons of fish to collect. No, but this time you're the mayor, so you can control a whole bunch of different things. You can make, different
Is it like
rules.
Munchkin City?
What city?
I'm the mayor of Munchkin City.
Munchkin City.
You can name it. Name your city Munchkin City.
That'd be great.
If you want.
You can have the Lollipop Guild. Yeah.
No, they don't give you that many.
The Merry Land of Oz.
But it'd be awesome.
That would be.
Actually.
It got me thinking about playing.
Is it a DLC?
It's really fun.
What was that? Is it digital only? The game?
No, I have a hard copy, a little cartridge version. It's available digitally, but I kind of have this thing against buying it digitally until Nintendo makes this, makes like Nintendo IDs. Is that what they call them? Nintendo Network IDs?
Yeah.
Until they make them universal, I won't buy them digitally.
They should. I don't understand. I mean, at this point, why are they
that's not out on the PlayStation?
Well,
or the Wii, I mean?
The Wii.
Well, the Wii U has a gamer tag equivalent where you have an actual name, where the 3DS still uses friend codes and so on. So pretty much my only gripe is if I were to drop my 3DS and destroy it somehow accidentally, and I had a digital game, I would lose it.
Yeah.
It's gone forever, even though I paid for it. But, the only way you can transfer your data is to have 2 3DSs in your hand, and you have to connect to Wi-Fi, and then you can transfer your data over. But you can only do it so many times, and so on, and which I can understand, but
right, yeah.
I don't feel like I really own it. I only own it for the life of my system, and that bothers me.
Well, just like with all,
definitely.
Yeah. It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, all you want is for them to have a database that goes, oh yeah, Korchie has purchased this from us.
Exactly.
You know? It's like, oh.
Exactly.
So. I don't know.
I mean, I have so much crap on there right now that it would be so sad if I lost it. I have all those ambassador games, the 20 games that they gave the fortunate people that bought the system during its first few months when it was full, when it was a full $250.
Well,
that games.
That it kind of reminds me because there were a bunch of retro games, and we had talked about making this kind of like the main focus of this podcast about retro gaming, and it's funny because like Club Nintendo, like one of the things that or at least in North America, one of the things you can redeem your coins for is Star Fox, so I downloaded that. I don't know if you guys
love that.
Star Fox 64.
Right. I have it.
Yeah.
I have my Nintendo 64 set up out in the garage. We have a little game center out there, a pool table, and a foosball table, air hockey, darts, Nintendo 64.
So we're all going to your place then.
Yeah, come on out. Like, it's not. I make it sound like it's all that, but it's not that
Sounds
special.
Awesome.
It is pretty awesome, though. Yeah.
Remember
we have a good time out there.
You remember that show, Silver Spoons?
Yeah.
As a kid, I realized
I have a white trash version of Silver Spoons. Our house is total white trash Silver Spoons. You come pulling up on this country bumpkin place, you're thinking, what the hell? And then you come in, they got some nice art, and those are some nice clocks and a baby grand. It's like, what the hell? And they got their old garage out there, and you go out there and they got an old pool table and stuff out here.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah, Nintendo 64, we got it all out here. We're like,
What?
Yeah, Silver Spoons.
I know, and as a kid, I realized there was like two things that, to me, transferred to wealth, and that was having a car bed and having arcade machines in your room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To this day, I probably, if I had a spare room, it would be nothing but like not Gorf. I don't know if people have played.
Gorf!
You played? Yeah, Gorf was great.
Oh, come on, dude, I'm old.
Yeah.
Any stand-up, I knew it.
Yeah. I had the, speaking of, what was, everyone's, let's just kind of go around, what's everyone's, like, first system that they owned and first game? We'll go with the oldest, Freddy. I mean, Lazer.
Oh, that's just not right. Pick on old man Lazer.
Hey, old man Lazer. My dad, when I was a kid, I don't remember the year, but I was very young. He brought home Pong.
Nice. The original Pong, right?
The original Pong on a TV that he built from Heathkit. We played it on the dining room table on Christmas Eve. He let us have it as a family early,
Oh, yeah.
But then, I can't really count that as a system, though, my first system. The first system we bought, the Atari came out, right?
Uh-huh.
And the Intellivision came out right after it. And my dad waited. He wanted to check them both out, and he went with the Intellivision first. We ended up with an Atari, too, don't get me wrong. My parents were really cool about gaming. We always had, if it existed, we had it.
Nice.
Yeah. Nothing came out worth a shit till I moved out, though.
What was the first Atari game you had then?
The first Atari game would have been, I guess, Asteroids. Yeah.
Asteroids.
Well, we got Asteroids and Pac-Man at the same time. But on Intellivision, it was neither of those. See, on the Intellivision, we also had the IntelliVoice. Do you remember that?
No.
There was a side thing that went into the side of the Intellivision that spoke in a computer voice. But we had a game called Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad, I know that one.
Bomb Squad, and you had to totally, like, disembowel bombs, But it spoke to you with the IntelliVoice. That was the first game I remember playing, that and Dungeons and Dragons.
I remember the cartoon Dungeons and Dragons.
And now this Dungeons and Dragons was set up like a really, 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 really bad version of the first Pitfall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but better. if you can believe that. Really bad version, but better.
But better.
Bats and
Of
stuff.
course.
How about you, Korchie?
I moved on.
I mean, my first system would have been the NES.
Nice.
My parents got it when I was like 4. And I mean, I played it a ton. I mean, my first game would have been Mario and Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Together.
I love that game.
Oh,
Duck
yeah.
Hunt is awesome.
Yeah.
I had that gun.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it.
I still have it somewhere
Me too.
in the closet.
Orange or gray?
I have the orange.
I had the orange, yeah.
Yeah.
I had the grey one.
Oh,
Really?
Always gotta be the outsider.
I know.
yeah.
Better than
I
us.
did.
I had my friends had I had a friend that had Atari that was her parents, and we kind of pulled it out of the closet back in I was probably in elementary or middle school, a little after that. And we played a ton of it. And I had another friend that had television, and I couldn't tell you the name honestly of any of the games because I was pretty young. But
And television
played a
was neat
whole lot of
because
that.
for back then, they had it was a little keypad that you slid in the little.
Yeah, you
different
slid little
plastic
cards in it.
Yeah, so you had, and it was a push button thing, so it seemed really high tech for the time. I thought it was like a 9-number keypad or something behind it.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like a little,
It was really neat, yeah.
And each game was a little different with the.
And it had a little scroller on the bottom, a little rounded disc.
Oh, yeah.
Around, yeah.
I forgot about that part of it.
Yeah, it was pretty high tech.
That's cool.
How about you, Freddy? What?
My first console was the same as Dick's. I had an Atari 2600.
2600.
Well, second console. I played. I don't know what the first game I played on it was. I remember playing Pole Position. I remember it coming with a. I remember playing Space Invaders, Pong.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember the
I'm making
three-game
devil horns
cartridge.
in my hand when I say that.
Yeah.
So you know, everybody needs to know that. Yeah. So mean.
It came with a 3-game cartridge, and one of them was. They were like tank battles, which I didn't really like very much. There was something else.
Yeah, Tank Battle Missile Command and
I put that.
Pac-Man or something, right?
No, this had biplanes. It was just amazing. I don't know what the hell it was called. It was.
There might have been a game called Biplanes or something. It sounds familiar to me.
Well,
I remember
they were
it.
very basic. I mean,
I don't know.
it was almost like Dive Bomber, I think, on primitive PCs. But you were actually dogfighting in the air, and clouds would come along and obscure your vision. You wouldn't know where you were. It was very, very basic. I mean, we're talking about a white pixel in the silhouette of a plane.
Right, but still.
But it was. I mean,
I know what you're
immensely
talking
playable.
about. Yeah.
Me and my brother used to play it all the time. We really, that was one of our favourite games. That and trying to beat my dad's high score on Space Invaders, because back then he wasn't anti-gaming. Because obviously he is very anti-gaming. He tells me I'm a big child, which I tell him that's not true,
He just
Father.
needs to grow up.
Yeah, I do need to grow up, but
No, not you, your father.
Yes.
What the hell, mate? Come on.
No, but back then he was like a beast on Space Invaders. He'd beat the game. He was amazing on it, and me and my brother would try
on Space Invaders.
I don't think we ever beat his high score on that. It was very infuriating. But that was it for me. And then I moved on to the NES. I had the Korchie. What was that game where you had the robot? What was that called? We had the robot separately. Was it?
What was that?
It was a Mario game.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Nintendo robot, like the physical
Yeah.
robot. Oh,
Yeah.
That's
I don't think that was on the NES, was it?
Yes, it was.
yeah.
I remember it.
was it Robbie or?
Rob, R-O-B.
Yeah, there.
He's also a Super Smash Brothers
Yeah.
character.
And then he was also a racer in. Wasn't he in Mario Kart DS? Wasn't he in that?
Mario Kart DS, yes. He was an unlockable character.
Yeah.
No doubt, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That is so cool.
Yeah. So I had him. My mum and dad bought it for me and my brother.
Really? That was like
yeah.
$200, man.
Yeah, my mum and dad were loaded back then.
And they spent their fortune on robots. And just didn't.
Yeah.
The vast fortune was a video game. That's why he thinks they're childish.
Yep. It all makes sense now.
But, no, we were very lucky kids. I mean, you know, and I don't even think we asked for it. I think we just, I can't remember what we asked for. I think we asked for a Sega. My mum and dad weren't very big on Sega. They like Nintendo, so they bought that. And I spent hours playing it. That and Mac Rider.
Yeah.
Loved that game. It was just, you know, Sunday afternoon, got fuck all to do. Mac Rider.
The first one I had was, and this is when Nintendo had first come out, you know, like the gray gun phase, if you know what I mean. It was gray, and then the other generation was orange, and so the gray gun, during that time, my dad picked up at a swap meet the Atari 400, which in their naming scheme is actually after the 2600, is when they really, like, their pitch was, you can play your games and do your taxes, because it came, like, with a keyboard, but it was like a flat keyboard. It wasn't like a push keyboard, so you can never do home row on it. You would have to, like, literally pick at it.
You could look this up online.
Yeah. And the first game, and I was hooked on it, was Frogger.
Oh, yeah, I played a lot of Frogger.
Loved Frogger. And, of course, Miss Pac-Man. I remember we got that. Which was really good on the Atari 400. It wasn't that piece of shit that 2600 had with Pac-Man. Remember that? I mean, that was terrible.
Miss Pac-Man came out for the 1600. For 2600. Right?
Did it later?
Yeah.
It was okay, but it was weak. So was Pac-Man for the 2600.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That was garbage.
Yeah, with a little...
And I remember, like, neighbors would have the NES, and I was trying to convince myself that the Atari 400 was better than Nintendo. I was in complete denial about it.
That's what I was saying. Big mistake.
It didn't help because, do you ever play the NES port of Donkey Kong?
Yeah. It
doesn't have all the levels. It doesn't have that pie level.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, from the original game.
The Atari 400 had it all. So I was like, see, this is better. I don't know what you're talking about. It's more powerful because it has more levels. That's how I thought as a kid.
Sorry.
It's logical.
It's denial is what it is.
I'm
denial.
And you're logical, so you're illogical.
Oh, dude, bro.
We're like the Three Amigos. We're so famous, we're infamous.
I love that film.
That's my favorite. Yeah. Then about halfway through Nintendo's life, we were able to get it. It's when the price dropped. And I think for the first year, all we had was Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. But I did save up one summer mowing lawns to get Excite Bike.
Oh, that was awesome.
I read that.
Yeah.
I played it so often. You know how you have the hills on the track, right?
Yeah.
I'd look at it so much, my eyes would start to invert how I saw it, so it looked like an accordion rather than bumps.
Oh, you played it a lot.
That's a lot, yeah. A lot of excitement.
I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like if you saw the colors opposite, like if you... I don't know. It really mess you up. Then you'd, tumble and you'd have to, keep
have
hitting
a seizure.
Yeah, have a seizure.
Yeah.
So, after
you used to zone out playing Mac Rider. You would just...
It's like playing Qbert.
Qbert.
Upside down? Oh my god.
Oh my god, Qbert was awesome. Oh, we had Qbert for the Atari as well. That was, I loved that game.
Qbert for the arcade.
Oh yeah.
I remember renting that game because I thought the box looked cool, and I remember I was quite young, and NES was out. Yeah. And taking it home and sticking it in my system, probably blowing on the cartridge, and going to play it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? It's like, I didn't know what it was. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was devastating as a small child. I thought it was a fun, Mario-like game.
Well, it's kind of like when the GoldenEye came out for the Wii, and I was like, right before it came out, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna put in the N64 GoldenEye and play it again. This game was amazing. And I played it, I was like, what is this shit?
Yeah.
Why do I only have one analog stick to move them around? This is stupid,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
One analog stick. What were they thinking?
Yeah.
It's not
Well, they were
like Call
thinking,
of
at least they
Duty.
put one.
Yeah, it's not like Call of Duty. Where's my loadouts? I don't understand this.
Are you serious? What are my score streaks?
Yeah, I feel 10 people.
Hold on, I need a swarm. I'm owning these noobs. I need swarms and canine units. Stop.
Oh, what would you say? Now, don't pick something, this gen. But what was probably your all-time favorite game?
Oh, hold on.
That's hard.
Here it is. No, I got one. Well, do I?
Okay, I'll go, because I know mine. Mine is
can I pick
Super
two
Mario
different?
World.
Super
Mario World on the Super Nintendo was my favorite.
Oh,
for sure, growing up.
Yeah.
That was a good game. Can I pick two?
It's an amazing game.
You can only pick half of one.
I have to pick a racing one and a gaming one.
Go for it.
Okay, because the best one was at Cornea Time, yeah?
Zelda, Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cornea Time.
Yeah.
I have to give that the best game ever.
Yeah.
And then, but the best racing, same N64, best racing game ever. And I'm sorry, it ain't no Mario Kart. It's VW Beetle Adventure Racing, baby.
I rented that.
Oh, man, rented. Oh my God, I played that game for a year of my life, probably. I just had to get every box. I had to get every box.
How about you, Freddy?
Well, two of my favorites have already been picked.
So
you're supposed to pick your favorite.
No, because there's no point, is there?
Stop cheating.
Ocarina of Time.
It's your favorite.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
This is the best game.
It is the best game ever. It's just that simple. But the problem is that when you go back and play it, it's not now.
Yeah, it's boxy.
It's still a good game, though.
It's still a good game, and it is playable.
Yeah.
And it is playable, you're right, it is, but it's...
they've remade it on the 3DS, and it looks amazing. I don't think you guys have seen it, but it really does. It's really nice. Even with the 3D turned off. I mean, I usually have it turned off anyway, but it's amazing. They've really improved it.
Oh, I bet.
See,
They brought it up to Wii standards there.
No, it looks great.
Really?
I think it's better
It looked good on the Wii.
but maybe I'm wrong.
Like Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, they look great on the Wii.
Oh, yeah.
Twilight Princess, because they're actually redoing Wind Waker for Wii U. That looks amazing.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of neat, but it's going to be the same game?
Yeah, but it's not like...
Who cares?
I mean, they're like really going back to the artwork and stuff, so it's not just like an HD.
Wind Waker was neat, but...
Yeah, I kind of skipped it until after the fact.
We
never played it.
Lisa played the shit out of it. I loved it too, don't get me wrong, it's a great game, but... it wasn't... It's
no
not...
Ocarina of Time.
It's just not Zelda to me. It's like little kid Zelda.
Yeah.
The closest one
it's
that's
too
come to Ocarina of Time has been Twilight Princess, having not played Skyward Sword.
Majora's Mask, man.
Majora Mashmura.
Never played that one either.
No,
really?
Listen, because Nick, there's one big problem with Majora's Mask. There's one big problem with Majora's Mask, and you are a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the great thing about Ocarina of Time. You grew up.
Yeah, you did grow up.
You were a child in a man's body. You were out of time. The story was fantastic. And Twilight Princess, you're a young man, a teenager coming into his own. I like that. All right.
Yeah.
that makes me feel good. Don't want to play
You
as
don't
an
like
8-year-old.
being a kid, huh? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I did, but I'm not a kid anymore.
It was good, though, man.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
But you loved Wind Waker, and you're another 8-year-old kid in that, too.
Yeah, but not because of the sound...
And Andy was cute.
I don't... Were you really that young, though? I think it just made you the way that the art was, yeah.
Yeah, they just make it look that young.
Yeah.
Probably, what, 9? At least.
I don't know, I didn't really, I mean, I didn't play those. I've played the DS ones, like, shit, what are they called?
One for the Locomotive Stream Train.
Yeah, that was Spirit Tracks, and then there was the other one, Phantom Hourglass. I've played those, and, I mean, I just didn't really, they're different. There's not really that story. They don't have that, that classic story. They're very fun, but I just didn't really think of an age when I played it. It was just...
Yeah.
Zelda,
Zelda, yeah.
See, I have to...
Around being an elfie boy.
I have to be unimaginative, because, I would say probably my favorite of all time would be Ocarina of Time as well.
It's so boring.
I know, it is.
So boring. Our favorite game is the same.
And that says something, because we're all playing on different things,
Yeah.
Well, I guess you and Lazer, but I mean, PS3, Xbox, 3DS, Wii U, But, it was the first game I ever pre-ordered, by the way. Ever.
Really?
And, yeah. And
See, I had to be persuaded to play it.
Really?
Really? Oh, yeah.
Well, it's just after the Super Nintendo one, which I liked, but, I kind of skipped the Super Nintendo era. I had the NES, and then I didn't get back into it till the N64. But I had friends that played it. It was like, well, it is Zelda. I loved the first Zelda on NES when you had to hold down.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
It's just, I still like it. It's just still really cool.
I still have my gold cartridge.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, wow.
Me too.
Sitting on my shelf.
And,
we got all the golds.
that, I would say...
one, the Link, and, gold one for the Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yeah. Well, on the Majora's Mask, I had that pre-ordered, and the first generation, the cartridge had a hologram front.
Yeah, I got that too. The gold one with the hologram front. Yeah.
Now, which system is that? Is that Nintendo 64?
Yeah, 64.
Yeah.
Or was that... Okay.
But you had to have the expansion pack to play it.
Yeah, you did.
Significantly better than Ocarina of Time.
That 8 megabyte expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got that for Turok 2.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I bought it for Turok 2. I don't believe it was too difficult.
I got it for Resident Evil 2, which is actually really great on the N64 because you had no
that was
load
a
screens.
good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
They bought that over from the PlayStation, hadn't they?
Yeah, they did. Well, and then when they put out that piece of shit 6, I guess, they tried to have people look the other way by they had the versions where it came with essentially all of them, like digital copies of all of them. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You count what you got.
The best one was 4 on GameCube.
Oh,
I had that on the Wii, actually.
It was best on GameCube.
it was best on GameCube. Yeah, it was.
I was really late to GameCube, and I never actually owned it. My little brothers had it, and I played Mario Party on it. That was so good. Really good. Which was it was really fun.
Avalanche on there. I remember playing the shit out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Luigi's Castle.
I would say, also, what's probably tied for my favorite of all time would be Super Mario 3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe I was a little younger, I would have picked World, but it was like 3 was the one that I can't even
That's the one when they had the little map,
3.
right?
Yeah, and then if you're playing 2-player...
And you could put on the hat and stuff and fly.
The frog suit.
Yeah.
The frog suit.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The Hammer Brothers suit, yeah.
I really like the part 2 with the Mario Brothers 2 when you had to pull the onions up out of the ground and stuff.
Yeah.
The Lost Levels. Is that the Lost Level?
No. This is
the Princess Flew, where you could, glide in the air.
She was so much better than the rest of the people that she had to have purposely been taken by King Koopa. I mean, I think Mario was just a stalker.
With that new Wii U, whatever it's called, Mario World, the princess is supposed to fly like that again, which I think is funny.
And Luigi will probably have his floppy legs that no one will use, so...
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
God, I can never control those things.
You stop
The
him,
crazy
like,
legs.
Yeah.
10 feet before a ledge, and he still fucking falls off.
Yeah, I know.
And you'd be cursing him. Luigi, you more swear words.
You could jump really high, though.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, that was real useful. When you couldn't get him onto the tiny 1-pixel ledge because he wouldn't stop running. Oh, man. Those are the days. I used to drive at the wall.
Oh.
Can we do second favourites? Because, okay, I knew he was going to say that. As
Which one?
Can we do our second favourite?
Yeah, go for it.
Ones, because I've got so many games that I would like to talk about. I mean, Resident Evil 4, that spent 2 years in my GameCube. I love that game. It looks
the way
amazing.
I remember it, it had to look as good as anything now.
I remember there was a lot
As
of
long as you didn't play it on an HD TV.
Yeah, there were a lot of missed effects. There were a lot of missed effects. But the
good.
shock value, like, for instance, if you shot into the water near the lake, that great big monster that you've got to actually take...
Oh, man. Yeah, it comes out slapping at you.
What? Because I was, like, just messing around with the dot going, pow, 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 and the next thing, I'm dead. I'm like, what? What just happened? Oh, my God, I actually jumped out of my seat. And I was playing that with my mate Dave, Dave.
Skinless dog things, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, with 2, I mean, when they jumped through the mirror, that was insane.
Oh, they did it in 4, too.
Yeah. But,
it just looked better.
Yeah. Big time events in 4, which were like, there was huge shock values. You'd be walking down a corridor, the next thing, someone jumps out, you've got to press buttons very quickly in a random order.
Scary, yeah. Yeah, and they would tell you, you're dead.
Yeah.
Get munched on.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I want to put out Super Mario Galaxy.
I still have yet to play that. I know that's really bad.
I haven't played it.
I am telling you.
It's great.
Yeah. Well, Galaxy 2, if you look at I still think for this generation consoles, is the only game to get a perfect 10 on both IGN and GameSpot of all systems.
Mm-hmm.
The only game still. Like, of course, GameSpot went crazy and gave Last of Us an 8, which is stupid. That guy should get fired. Just my personal opinion.
He just didn't love that kind of game.
Well, he
the wrong guy doing it. He didn't even play it, probably.
Yeah, I know. Well, just by what he wrote, is like, okay, this guy didn't finish the game, for one. It's like 18-hour game. It's not terribly long, so if you're being paid to play it.
No, if you're being paid to play it, you should finish that game. Sit your ass down.
No kidding, yeah.
Plus, I mean, you can be stuck being the guy that has to review Superman 64. I mean, that would have been
hours and hours of that shit trying to figure it out. God,
yeah, could you imagine how
this way?
Can you imagine not only after playing it to completion, how long he must have actually had to sit at the computer to write his review? Because that thing must have been 10 pages fucking long.
Oh, I know. The rant. The rant and all rants.
Right. First of all, this game fucking sucks. I hate it. Ah!
Why would Superman spend so much time flying through rings? It was stupid. I didn't understand. And, oh, jeez. I want to know who were the people that did the quality control, because I'm pretty sure they never got hired again.
You know what they were doing? They were taking bong hits while they were trying to do it.
But it was really good, man.
Superman, man, he can fly through the air.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude.
I remember on, when I got the Super Mario 3 for Christmas one year, and, well, me and my sisters, we all played. But I did. Essentially what I told them when my continues ended, it was their turn to play. But Super Mario 3, the continues never ended, so...
So mean.
I know, I was at...
What a jerk. They're your little sisters, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You bully. See, I was the little brother. I know what that's all about.
But
I just remember playing that game, and I didn't actually own that game until Super Nintendo re-released it on All Stars. But my cousins had it on NES, and they'd bring it over, and we got super far, and then the game froze, and it was like, devastating, horrible. I'm still pissed to this day. But
that mushroom was just out of my reach and zant.
Yeah. I know we complained so much today about the games not being perfect and so on, and you look back and, I mean, my Nintendo would freeze all the time as I was blowing on those cartridges.
Oh yeah, I gotta keep them warm.
It's part of the game.
Yeah, you just accept it back then. You just accept it. You know, it's a case of
but now, that was different when your mom's buying it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I've never accepted it.
Back then, it was also, like, there was going to be no patch. I mean, you just bought the game. It is what it was. You just have to live with it.
Yeah, if it was broken, you bought a broken game.
Yeah, well, speaking of, like, oh shit, what is it? Sorry, Excite Bike. Remember how you were supposed to have that feature to, like, save your tracks and stuff like that? Of course, it never worked. You would go to this, like, pink screen that would never, like, load it.
Oh,
and then
I seem to remember that pink.
Yeah. Like, you couldn't save or load, the tracks that you made.
That sucks.
Yeah.
There would be just a shit storm on the forums.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Could you imagine?
Oh, man. I'm glad the internet didn't exist when I was a kid.
Oh, well, it's great, though, when they're releasing the stuff on the Miiverse, and, there's a Miiverse community, kind of message board on Nintendo's message board system, essentially like Facebook. For the Wii U, it's great when these retro games come out, because these kids are like, oh, this is broken, this is glitch. It's like, this is the game. It's like, oh, something's wrong with my port because it slows down when there's a lot of characters. Yeah, that's what happened back then.
Yeah.
Remember, you're like,
suck it up, kid.
Yeah. So different, yeah.
They need to patch that. That ain't going to happen. It hasn't happened for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. You get to a certain point in the game and it would slow down and it'd be all,
Like, remember...
Yeah, you get too many bad guys on the screen. You had plenty of time to shoot them.
Right.
Yeah. Or, like, I remember playing the Batman game on the NES. And it was like, if you got the characters right on the edge of the screen... they would go away. It was like a total cheat. It was like, okay, if you go slow enough, you'll never fight a single guy.
Always with the glitches.
I know. There was...
We're sticking the cartridge in, and there would be like, Mario would be the wrong color, and we'd be like, awesome, and play it anyway, and then there'd be like weird random things in the game, like pieces of...
water would be purple, and there'd be this upside down cross with King Diamond.
Walk up the water, and...
Oh, yeah. What I miss about back then, too, is like, the secrets seemed more secret because you didn't have online to go just, type in and see, the game facts breakdown of everything that you can find. So it was literally, rumors at school, kind of like the myth that you can shoot the dog and duck hunt and stuff like that. But sometimes they were true, and that's, I don't know, to me that kind of made it.
I thought my mom was so badass because she's not a gamer whatsoever, but she used to play the first Mario, and she, I forget what level it was, like world, like 3 or 4 or something. You could go to the end of the level where they had the pyramid thing you climb up at the end where there's the flag, and there was the duck glitch, or duck turtle thing, Koopa glitch, and you just kept jumping on them, and you would get 1,000,000 free guys.
Yeah.
And my mom could do that, and I thought she was
right on the edge of the stairs, and you kept jumping on the turtle. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought she was so awesome.
Go out for a smoke break
then. I thought she was like the only one in the world that could do that.
But remember, if you did too many characters, the next time you died, your game would be over. Like, you can get too many by doing that.
I don't know that.
Yeah. Or the original NES version. They patched it, whatever you want to call it, on the All-Stars. You couldn't go over. You'd hit 99 and that'd be fine, but it didn't, like, penalize you. But yeah, that was what was it? That was
you had to stop
2,
it by a certain time.
Yeah, and you couldn't really tell because they were all symbols after like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But we knew.
Yeah.
It's like the up, down, left, right, BA start on Contra. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
You still know that now?
Okay, I still know that now. What are you talking about?
I downed Life Force.
It's tattooed on my brain, motherfucker.
I know. If the aliens attack, that would be the perfect Morse code because it's so many people are like, okay, I know what he's saying. Yeah.
My wife even remembers it. Yeah, she's good.
See, I can't remember the glitch on this NES to make on Street Fighter 2 Turbo to make it more than 4 stars. You remember that? Did you ever play Street Fighter on the SNES? No?
Oh yeah.
Well, it was limited to 4 stars. You couldn't, whereas the other versions on Sega you could get to 10 stars. There was a little button press in order that you had to do to get that. I can't remember what it was, but I knew I had it written in the back of the packet.
Oh yeah, because remember manuals back then, you would have 3 or 4 pages where you were supposed to just put your notes and your passwords back when you had to type in.
Yeah.
I remember Iron Sword, which was the sequel to Ghouls and Goblins.
Yes.
Wizard and Warriors.
Yes, you could do the double jump.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that game.
And then they would have at any point in the game.
Warriors, Ghouls and Goblins. Yeah. I had to get my wife in there. Yeah.
But yeah.
Played the shit out of that.
I remember because you can press pause at any point, and then you can write down your code, which you'd want to do because it was based on also your items.
Right.
But they weren't very cryptic on it, so you start to I'd mess around with the digits. And suddenly,
you get free stuff.
Yeah, you have a ultimate sword. It's like, oh, hey, thanks.
I remember doing that too. Doing a level 1, you get a badass sword. You just mess with the last 4 digits, you can change what you got. Huh?
Yeah.
I remember that too. That's good stuff.
Oh.
Always hacking. We're so against that now. Isn't that so weird?
We are so against that now. Because
it was so different back then, though. It
wasn't online.
Right.
Yeah, it was just us playing and figuring out new stuff and everybody being a gamer and a computer person at heart,
I remember the only
do what you do. Take it apart and fix it.
Yeah. I remember taking apart the Nintendo, and then it has that hidden drive at the bottom.
Yeah?
And I even called Nintendo. I was like, what is this for? And they said whatever lonely soul was still manning the NES helpline. But, I guess he looked in his little booklet thing, and the original intention was that's how they were going to upgrade to next systems. They weren't
really
the idea that you attach stuff.
You would just attach it. That was supposed to last you forever.
Yeah. Which, can you imagine consumers
That'd be awesome.
I know. But trusting them, okay, you're going to unscrew the bottom. Yeah, that would have worked well. People can't even do, DLC codes right. So.
Right.
Right.
It might have made gaming a little bit more, shall we say, polite.
Maybe.
The sort of people that would be doing that won't be 12-year-old kids who tell you to go fuck your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Natural selection of gaming.
But they do.
They do.
I'm not saying anything that they don't do.
There's the nice little voice coming from the other one, but they're saying the most horrendous things.
Yeah.
You don't even know what that means.
Right.
Yeah.
Awful.
Stop. Put your mother on.
I'm going to take you guys off here for a second. And I'm going to say something totally different and say, your dog has a nasty fart if it farts and then it gets up and goes to the other side of the room and lays down. What the shit.
You taste it, Richard?
Oh, yeah, it's tangy. Tangy.
Oh, you went too far.
Yeah.
Now y'all are tasting it.
Yeah. That's on the dog. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Had to take
all
you
over
there.
the world, we can taste it right now.
Yeah.
Tangy.
Stink.
Oh, man.
Did any of you play Crash Team Racing?
Yes.
I was so addicted to that. That's actually
I loved it.
the game I got Tozer into playing video games, was that game. Because,
I loved
the
that
Crash
game.
Dummies, right?
Yeah, Crash Team Racing.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot, yeah.
Oh, Crash Bandicoot Racing on PlayStation.
Yeah, the first
Yes.
PlayStation.
Oh, no, I didn't play that. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about those Crash Test Dummy racing.
No. They did have...
I played that too, I
I
think.
did play that. Yeah, that's all I was talking about. I didn't do the PlayStation 1 at all.
It's great because it was a Naughty Dog game, and it was cool because, you know, you actually played through an adventure. You know, you had to do things, and they kind of tied it all together. And
yeah, it wasn't awful either. I mean, it was actually kind of enjoyable, the adventure mode.
Yeah. I mean, some stuff...
Racing, then.
Yeah, like Diddy Kong, yeah.
It was, very similar to Diddy Kong, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said it was fun, so not like Diddy Kong.
Oh. It was a similar idea, though, because wasn't there, like, coins and stuff you had to...
Like, you would want to redo the race and try to get all the red coins or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I remember when Mod Nation Racers first came out, some people replicated some of those tracks. I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I loved Crash Team Racing. I bought it for my little brother for his birthday because I wanted it. And I played it. Oh my god, I loved that game.
No.
It's amazing. Sewer Speedway is my favorite track. Which I think is why I like Koopa Cape so much on Mario Kart Wii.
The Koopa Cape was good.
But, yeah.
Well,
great game.
What is another game you enjoyed, Freddy?
Oh, what have I mentioned so far?
You mean Zelda?
No, Twilight Princess, amazing game. Absolutely amazing game. Before I became a father and had to become serious about not spending all my mornings in bed and then all my afternoons playing games until my wife came home from work, I had a lot more free time. And every summer I would play Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. As the games came out, you know, I would play those. And then I'd either pick one of those two to play and then play Wind Waker. And I played them all the way through. And then Twilight Princess came out, and I think I played that through about 3 times.
Damn.
It really was, 94 hours a pop. It was a truly amazing experience. I mean, it's how I remembered Ocarina of Time being, but with much better graphics and with a different dynamic, different story, obviously. But it was Hyrule Field. I remember riding out on there the first time. I thought, wow.
You felt more like a man, huh?
Well, not more like a man.
No, that's how I felt with it because with your bow and arrow, you were bigger and taller.
Yeah,
and you could jump higher and shoot your thing up and pull yourself up, and it was awesome, and bolt shot thing.
Yeah, and you could actually shoot your bow from horseback, which was like, wow.
Awesome.
Over here, you guys. Pointed backwards as I'm riding forwards, then right off the cliff. Woo! Look at me.
I'm a badass.
Yeah, because you'd stop, wouldn't you? You would stop. But, no, I really enjoyed that. And riding over, I can't remember the bridge, but once, what's the name of the bridge?
You talking like Twilight or Ocarina?
Oh, it was your mama's bridge.
Was it? My mama's bridge.
So not my mama's. It was your mama's.
You could play with the camera, and I had it so it was very similar to that scene in Attack of the Clones where Anakin Skywalker's racing the speed bike through the back end of Tatooine with the sun behind him. It was kind of like that, and you got the music playing and stuff. This is fucking awesome. So yeah, I mean, it was great. It was an amazing game, and I just wish that I'd be able to play Skyward Sword. But
Sebulba.
White children got in the way. How dare they?
So selfish. That's good.
I know. It's just not on. But anyway, yeah. I loved Twilight Princess. I thought it was a really, really good game. It was like playing Ocarina of Time, but with better graphics. And obviously a different story, but with better graphics. It was just how you imagined Ocarina of Time would look if they remade it.
Yeah.
That's so much.
And you could turn into a wolf.
And the wolf bits were really good.
It was a bonus,
And they weren't crap. They were integral to the story. And it really felt like you were trying to return light to the land. It was again, with you having to read it, you can take time to read what they were saying to you, and actually inwardly digest how the story's progressing. It's like playing a book. I love reading.
Yeah.
I think Zelda games, they would be ruined if they put speech in them. Because I think it appeals to, people who love reading books and like playing video games. It's like
and
playing
you can't
a book.
put that voice on them.
No.
You have the voice in your head. You've had it there for years.
Yeah.
Your Zelda does not speak like my Zelda.
Wasn't there a Zelda cartoon?
Yeah,
At one
there
point?
was.
Yeah.
I remember it being horrible.
Yeah. And it was like part of Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two dudes dressed up like Mario and Luigi was one the Captain Lou and some other tall dude looking like Luigi guys. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Well, remember, was it Captain N? I think they had Zelda in that, and they had like the kid with his dog gets like sucked into the TV while playing Nintendo, and now he's like in Nintendo World.
Another great marketing ploy by Nintendo.
Yeah, it was a great. They seriously did like 8 episodes, and they played it for 2 years or something like that. But I know it's. I also remember like back then, you get the trading cards. And they would have, like, a picture of, like, a Zelda scene. And at the time, it was when Legend of Zelda 2 on the NES came out, the side-scroller.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so you would have, like, one of those...
fight your shadow?
Yeah, and you know how you go through and then, like, when you're going through the overall map, you get sucked in. You just have, a very quick scene to play through. And the card would have, like, one of those scenes, and it would have, like, these scratch-off circles. And you were... you were trying to... You had to scratch off the certain ones to try to win. You could only use it once, then you threw it away. Right. But I remember that. Don't have a story behind it, though.
What did you win if you won?
You satisfaction, I guess.
Yeah, right. That card, look, I won.
The distraction from the fact that you have, like, the worst-tasting piece of gum.
They're probably worth cash money. Those cards.
Yeah. Probably.
They're worth more than you paid for them.
Yeah, back then, it was $0.25 you get them,
You probably sell them for at least 40 cents. You should have hoarded that shit.
I know. I have a complete... Oh, wow, this is bad. But I have a full set of the original Donkey Kong ones from the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, they're all stickers, and in the back, they would have, like, the puzzle you would put together, if you had to have the right cards.
You got them Garbage Pail Kids, too?
I was stupid. I had a bunch of them as a kid, and then somebody gave me a sticker book, and I thought it was an awesome idea to peel them all off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Those ended up being worth some money, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Especially if you have, like...
Not in your sticker book.
Sticker book somewhere.
I got a stack of them somewhere out in the garage.
Especially if you cut them out and claim you never stick them down on anything.
That was the thing. You'd be in school, and everyone got their Garbage Pail Kids stickers taken away because you'd be in the back of the room trading them and stuff. And I remember in first grade,
give me the Skinky Steve for that Slippery Sally. Come on.
Yeah.
I remember doing that with Pogs. I don't know if you guys would remember. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything had a Pog at one point.
See, when I was a kid in school, we played marbles.
We did too. Every spring.
I played marbles.
There was no
I'm not laughing, guys.
There was no Pog.
Stop laughing, Korchie. We played
There
marbles.
was none of that shit. We played bloody marbles.
You silly people in your analog world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least analog always comes in. It may be a little fuzzy.
Yes.
But always comes in.
Yeah. That's one thing about the conversion of the digital rabbit ears is like when you can't get the station, you just can't get the station.
Yeah, it's just either there or it's not.
Yeah.
I don't even have those. We're so far discombobulated from that kind of shit. We don't have cable or DirecTV, no satellite, no rabbit ears coming in my house. The cable doesn't even come by me. We don't even have city water, for Christ's sake.
It's funny because last year...
Korchie is
I don't have cable. I have rabbit ears, antenna, but it works great here. I'm not gonna lie. I got HD on my
I like the digital rabbit ears. Now
I want some
for an apartment, but I couldn't get anything in before with it because there was.
Could you wear it to a party and pretend you're a digital rabbit, or they go in your house?
What?
No idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Antenna.
it's like an antenna, mate.
Alright. I thought you were talking
you
about
get TV channels with it, yeah?
Raven rabbits or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? Okay. The what? Okay.
We're calling smokes again.
Are you calling smokes again?
Again.
Oh, I can't. Damn it. Stop doing that.
I remember having the TV as a kid, getting off topic, but especially when back then it was like the gaming TV would be some old TV. So, you have the dial and you click over, and if you clicked
you had pliers.
Yeah, and if you clicked it halfway between channels, sometimes you'd get another channel you didn't know you had.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you put it on the UHF.
Yeah.
And spin that dial down on the bottom and be like, hey.
Make some crazy noises. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Watch ghosts in it and tell scary stories with that shit on.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I spent a lot of time
I was doing
it
in the 70s.
I was
early 90s.
I was doing it in the 80s.
I had one of those. It was a hand-me-down TV. It was like designated to the NES, and I had it in my room. But the volume didn't work. Like if you did full blast, video game sounds is just a very mono, high sound. So you could kind of hear your video game stuff. But I started to use it as a TV at night. So this is out in the country, so it would be dead silent, and you can kind of hear it, very, very softly. And I fell asleep with it on, and then like 3 a.m, the audio started working, and it just boom. Yeah.
Was it in the overnight sleep mode, like the channels used to do? You know what I mean?
Oh,
go offline at midnight or whatever.
Yeah.
Do the Star Spangled Banner and then go beep with all the bars.
We used to have that. Obviously not Star Spangled Banner, but we had that. It's amazing. We had God Save the Queen, and then BBC News for the night.
Some channels did God Save the Queen, dude.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't.
We didn't hate you guys totally.
No, of course you don't. We love you guys too. No, we
do.
It's
just the Star Spangled Banner.
No, we don't do the Star Spangled Banner. No, we don't do the Star Spangled Banner.
I was just kidding. None of our channels did God Save the Queen either.
I got psyched.
I did hear it as a kid somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere.
Could have been PBS. A lot,
probably
PBS had a lot of BBC.
It could have been, yeah.
Because you get BBC World Service, don't you guys? Yeah.
If we had cable, which none of us do, but they have BBC America.
Right.
Yeah.
And in some package, you'll have on BBC as well.
We have all the BBC stuff on, in between Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah, well, I lived right by the Canadian border, so we would get some BBC stuff just through rabbit ears when PBS would play it. But then our PBS was from Canada. And we also got like CBC.
Oh, I had CBC. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I still had that. My God, the hockey broadcast or something.
Yeah, that was
But
is that Canadian Broadcasting Corporation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem with their hockey that it takes too long for the announcers to say anything.
Oh,
Yeah, we got a slapstick down there.
Oh my God!
By the time
they're going to be going mad on the forums when they hear that shit.
Oh God, I hope so.
I love watching Don Cherry, the Hockey Night in Canada. I mean, I still do, but just seeing what he would wear and.
The guy gets out of the penalty box before the announcer even tells anybody.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, sorry, I talk so slow, eh?
Yeah.
Well, at least I'm friendly.
That hoser punched him. Yeah.
Yeah, hoser, eh? Oh, give me some bag taking, eh? 6-pack of Krillers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the game, eh? We got another slapstick down there, eh?
Slapstick.
I don't know. Come on.
Big Lazer, the hockey fan.
Build a relationship
Yeah.
with his Canadian brothers.
Nah.
Talks lots of shit about the Canadian hockey broadcast, though. They're slapstick.
I was just trying to talk
Well, it's cool.
Canadianly slow.
I don't know if it was like
Okay.
with you, Korchie, but like we would watch
Didn't mean
Sesame
to hack
Street.
hockey. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But instead of learning, like, you know, they would try to teach you some Spanish in most other Sesame Street broadcasts, but that was French. Usually they try to teach you some French. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really, like, I want to say I kind of remember it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. They didn't try to teach us any French. It was Spanish on our TV, Sesame Street. They tried to teach us Spanish. But I knew the country
proper Spanish, right? Yeah. Not.
I don't. I think it was just a direct port.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think they actually did anything with it. They just give it them. Let them watch it. It'll be fine.
Well,
That's all they taught us on Sesame Street anyways, is proper Spanish. Uno, dos, tres.
Yeah.
Wah, ha, ha.
Count. Yeah. I always liked the Count. He was kind of creepy, though. You know what, though? I didn't like...
Yeah.
What was the... the character that only Big Bird could see, the elephant-looking?
Snuffleupagus, eh?
Yeah,
His
Snuffleupagus.
eyelashes creeped the fuck out of me back then.
They are creepy.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice? There's like bugs on them. You see flies on them.
Oh.
If you pay attention, you'll see like flies land on them.
Oh, Snuffy.
We had a kid in school we called Snuffy.
That's evil.
He had a really big nose and ears.
Oh,
You know, I was recently trying to tell a friend, I was trying to explain how Kermit the Frog could play guitar one way and then he would play banjo left-handed, or and they thought I was
awesome
crazy.
like that, yeah.
But I don't know, I remember that.
I remember
that too.
I remember the very first time I ever watched The Muppet Show, you know, the original Muppet Show. Yeah, I don't know, I had to be like 4. It really stuck with me, though. We still were living in our old house in very northern Minnesota, and, you know, it got turned on, and I'm watching it, and all the Muppets were getting killed.
What?
It was their murder mystery episode.
Oh,
This was like killed. It was like Kermit get hit over the head with a shoe. But I mean, I didn't like it got turned on after they set it up. I saw it years later. They set it up where they're like, oh, they're putting on the play, you know, and this is going to be like the version of Sherlock Holmes or murder mystery. But it scared the living shit out of me. I
never watched it again. Did you watch it again?
Not that
Muppet Show's on.
Oh, he's just imitating an animal. It's cute.
Woman.
Oh, I really didn't like
That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
It was like I knew those characters, and then like who's knocking. It was all like Kermit be going into the dark dressing room, and the shadows over him and knocks him out with a shoe, with a slipper or whatever it was, and it was like, oh my god.
And you were emotionally scarred.
It's emotional.
When Tozer puts on her piggy mask, it ain't cool, huh?
Chases me around the apartment. Ow.
She's like, Kermit! And you're like,
put the sandal down!
We'll be having ham for dinner. So
why are you hyping that place,
Oh,
Lee?
God.
Honestly, all I was doing was having a bit of fun with you.
Oh. I think my favorite character was Super Grover.
Oh,
I like her.
I don't know. Remember Dark Crystal?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a
Scary.
great show. Yeah, that was a little creepy, especially when
It was weird.
they like
those imp
decayed.
things
Yeah.
yeah. The big-nosed
I think the
monsters.
thing that creeped me out the more that when they killed one of the evil things, one of the good guys died too. Because they were essentially the same.
They were.
Yeah, that's right.
Shit out of me. I went, what? They're killing them? And No, they're marching and one of them just disappeared.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
You know, that
did-
one-eyed
yeah.
fake, whatever she was.
That one witch with the crazy thing in her house with the planets going around and stuff.
Well, it's kind of like
Blah, blah, blah.
it was kind of like the Labyrinth, how it just made you feel kind of uneasy because the whole time David Bowie's out there with his like bulging package the whole time. You're like, this doesn't seem right.
And the girl with him.
His eyes were up there, Lee.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing that whole hand juggling thing with that crystal ball. Yeah.
Yeah, where those characters took off their own heads and like
Oh yeah.
threw them around. That was creepy.
Dancing with each other.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That's a good one.
Labyrinth is good.
Yeah.
It's like a very, I don't know, dark secret garden. It's kind of the same thing. It's obviously about her
That's a movie that
maturing.
needs to be done.
Which one?
The Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
Yeah.
I remember when Jim Henson Channel, I think it's still out, right? Jim Henson's like cable channel. And they probably played nothing but Muppets and The Labyrinth like all day, and I was happy.
I'm sure they
That'd be
did
awesome.
lots of, what was it? Fraggle Rock, man.
Fraggle Rock.
Oh, I love Fraggle Rock. Yeah.
See, I always,
Losers.
as a kid, I thought Fraggle Rock was the Canadian version of the Muppets because the only way I could watch it was on CBC. It was like I could.
You just made my stomach hurt. My God, laughing. I'm gonna injure myself. Sorry. Continue.
Like Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Oh, yeah, when they were all there, like you're talking about the Christmas special.
Yeah, well, no, I thought that was Canadian, but that doesn't matter. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I didn't mean.
Which one did you think it was? Sorry.
I'm lost now.
Oh.
I loved Fraggle Rock.
Yeah,
I like-
Fraggle Rock was the best. I love Fraggle Rock.
I remember just like afterwards, they'd always try to get you to join their book club, and I really wanted to because I wanted that, like the bag, the book bag. Of course, my mom just laughed. She's like, "No."
Yeah, sorry, son.
Yeah, that was no.
We're gonna give our money to Jerry's kids.
Oh,
that's on next.
I don't know. It's just.
Oh, well.
This was kind of random, but as a child, I had this toy. It was this big bird, and it's pretty big. It was probably like maybe 15, 20 inches tall. Well, 15 inches tall. And it would read stories to you, and you would take your cassette tape, and you'd literally stick it up Big Bird's ass, and he'd read you a story, and his mouth would move. And
That's
it was so
brilliant.
weird. And I remember my brother and I have a twin brother. We would laugh. We thought it was so funny, but it was awesome too at the same time. It was a great toy.
Oh, I remember in the 80s, there was that cartoon from WWF Wrestling, back when it was WWF Wrestling, and so they did a whole toy line after it, and one of them was thumb wrestlers, and it would be like figures of them, Hulk Hogan stuff, and you would put your thumbs up their asses, and
Body Rock Piper and Chicken Superfly Snuka. Good ones, man. Hulk Hogan.
yeah.
You were metaphorically doing to them what Vince McMahon was doing to them, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Snap that Slim Jim. Yeah.
At least we licked our thumbs first.
Yeah, he was. He is a piece of work, that man.
It's also kind of crazy when you look, like, when we were kids, and maybe you too, Korchie, but how, like, jungle gyms were far more dangerous. Everything was made out of metal and...
Oh, yeah.
No padding underneath.
Yeah, there was no plastic. And the swing sets went up, like, 2 stories, you know? They're begging you to see how high you can get, you know?
Try to flip
There
them
was no
over.
soft floor to land on. They were, you know, they had open stairs, so if you slipped and fell, you were going to really do yourself an injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did any of you break any bones growing up?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe kids don't do that anymore. I mean,
I
they don't
did not. I didn't break a bone until I was in my 20s.
Oh, really?
19.
How'd
Yeah.
you do that?
It was just ribs. Car accident.
Oh.
But it was nothing too, yeah.
Oh.
That's the only bones I ever broke.
How did you break? What did you break, Lazer?
Leg,
That's good. Ooh.
arm, foot, hand, collarbone.
Oh, holy
Wow. God,
That was a rough and tumbler.
Yeah. Well, did you do it? You mean not at all at once, but
No. Everything separate times.
what were you doing? Wrestling crocodiles or what?
Nope, just being a kid.
Yeah.
You know. No, my collarbone. I was really young. My collarbone was the first one. I was really young.
Oh. See, I broke my arm, my right arm and left hand, but that was ramping BMX bikes. That's a term. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Built the ramp
scars from ramping BMX bikes.
Oh yeah. I did quite the number. I remember playing Nintendo, but it was like for a whole summer. It was just using one hand on the Nintendo, the Nintendo pad controller.
We didn't have Nintendo then.
No.
But we did have Intellivision. I think that was in a television somewhere for me.
No. What did you break, Freddy?
My wrist twice.
Same wrist?
Same wrist, yeah. Running into a wall.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, I was running I was running at school. I was running away from someone, and I ran straight into a wall.
Big mean girl.
How did you fucking know? It was a big mean girl.
Always had to be. You don't run from a dude.
No, exactly.
Come on.
Girl, who was 2 years bloody older than me. She was built like a big brick.
She's gonna kick your ass.
Kick my fucking ass. Mind you, anyway, I won't say what I said to her.
A moo might have been involved.
I think it was move, actually.
Fucking cow.
She laughed at first, and then she helped me to first aid, so that was nice of her. Yeah, I broke my leg when I was a kid. Pissing about on my... we didn't have BMXs. My parents refused to buy me a BMX because they were just too fucking dangerous, apparently. So they bought me what was known as a Rally Grifter, which was a heavier version of the BMX.
And then you tried to BMX with it anyways.
I did, yeah. Yeah, we built a ramp out of about 15 bricks and 2 pieces of plywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was going great, so the plywood fucking broke.
Because your parents didn't love you enough.
Well, they did love me enough.
Okay, Freddy.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding, dude. Come on. Come on, go with the story. Oh, poor Freddy.
No, they didn't love me enough.
BMX bike.
But my mate had a BMX bike, and we used to just, take turns on who was riding on his bike. That was fun. Yeah, but no, stupid things you do as a kid when you look back and think, did I really do that? That was stupid.
So what kind of bike did you have, Lee?
Like just a BMX dirt bike.
You didn't have like a good named bike?
I don't remember the name.
Oh, okay.
I just remember.
Deadline.
I just thought it was super cool to go really fast and then do the brake pedal, and you just slide, and I thought that was just so badass back then when I was 10.
I remember doing that on my pink Huffy.
There you go.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I rode
my bike didn't even have brakes with the pedals.
Yeah, just the...
I had a freewheel, I had to have a handbrake. I was too cool for that.
Ah.
Yeah. I got hurt a lot. I didn't stop in time. Crap.
The price of being cool, Dick.
Yeah, being cool,
man. I wonder if kids now, well, maybe Freddy knows, if they break their own, like, do they? Because now there's so much like playing video games and stuff, and I assume that there's a lot less running around and exploring. I don't know if that's true, but
either one of my girls have broken anything.
But they do have a creek to play in, so there's plenty of opportunity for them.
Yeah, they have had plenty of chances. They haven't.
Since I don't think anyone gets chicken pox anymore. Did you ever have it, Korchie?
Yes, I had them twice. I was a special child.
Okay.
Wow.
But, yeah, I had him twice. It sucked. I still remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now they don't have it, right? I think they're all vaccinated, right? So.
Yeah, you have to, at least in the States, I have no idea.
Yeah, my kids haven't had it.
But my little brother's schools, they go to public school, you have to have it.
Yeah. To me, that was kind of like a rites of passage. Like, it was in 3rd or 4th grade, everyone got them. You know, that's what it was. It was also,
they didn't get it till they were out of high school.
Really? I heard it's actually gets pretty dangerous.
It does.
Yeah.
My brothers both had it. The youngest is 13. He had it as a baby. He caught it from the other one. But he still had to have the shot, even though he already had it. It was kind of strange. But
that's stupid.
Yeah.
But how can you prove you had it, though?
I guess that's a good point.
And the shot's not going to hurt
Doctor
him.
records? I don't know.
Because when I was a kid, my sister had it, and I only got 1 pock.
Really?
So growing up, everything was fine, but when I was like 18, I got these big old sores on my side, and it's not chicken pox, it's shingles. That's the same thing, and like you said, yeah, it's very painful.
It doesn't sound fun at all.
No, it's not.
Jeez. I guess we've got extremely far away from retro gaming, but it kind of goes with it, childhood and stuff.
Yeah, no, I totally changed it to TV, and then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly it's your fault, so.
Obviously. But I just want you guys to know I went on eBay and looked up my Big Bird doll, and it's selling for over $100.
Nice.
What?
Yeah.
You can
That's awesome.
Use some cassette tapes, some Big Bird's house for $100 plus. That's like
Not
a
even
bargain.
kidding. Yeah.
I always wanted a Teddy Roxburgh. Was that what it was?
Ruxpin or
Roxpin,
something.
yeah. But you put it on his chest,
too.
right?
Yeah.
His back.
I don't know. This was very similar, but...
Yeah. Or glowworms. I remember my sisters having those.
I had that too.
I don't know. It feels like conventional toys must take a backseat to anything video game now. Whether it's like I heard last Christmas, like one of the top gifts for kids was a Kindle, like a Kindle Fire.
Really?
Yeah, it was like that's insane.
Yeah,
so
my 7-year-old got a Nexus tablet for Christmas.
Yeah, see, and it's probably. If it was 20 years ago, it would have been like some Legos or something, right? And
right.
I guess it could still fit a video game, but still.
Well, one of Theo's favorite toys is his VTech laptop.
Yeah, I guess
it... the alphabet and numbers on it, and it'll play music, and it's got letters, numbers, shapes, and games. And he sits there for quite a while, sat there, finding the lowercase letters for capital ones and vice versa, counting shapes and putting the correct number in. It's a good toy. My mum and dad bought it. It's very educational, but
it sounds like it.
Yeah, the little so-and-so can't read. Well, he can read, but he can't write.
Uh-huh.
He can't write. And this is part of the problem, I think,
Mm-hmm.
doing what I do for a living.
Yeah.
They are so surrounded by these things. So my main mission this summer holiday is to get my son to write his bloody name before he goes to school. Because how good will that look? Oh, the teacher's son can't write his name. Okay. Count to 50, you shit. How are we going to do that? He knows all his shapes, his colours, and he can form a sentence, sort of. So, leave him alone. Yeah, that's my mission this summer. That and to play some more video games.
Well, I completed, I think I would say Last of Us, and that is such an amazing game.
Is the ending worth it? Don't give any spoilers away, but was it worth it?
Yes, it was. I'm not going to say anything about the ending. I'm going to say there is, I would say the last 2 hours of gameplay, it's kind of like when you terminal and you see you and Joel and Ellie see something that's kind of out of place, and then after you finish the game, when the whole thing's back, and you look back to what they see, and I think it's probably one of the most profound uses of symbolism that's ever been used in a game. It's like, it means a lot. And it's just like, I don't know, it's one of those it's one of those endings where it's one where you can totally debate with somebody with what it meant, you know? But it's not obtuse. It's not an obtuse ending in any way. It's just a very, like, thoughtful ending. And
cerebral.
Take from, yeah, exactly. What are you going to take from it? What does this mean? You know, which is, I think, the whole point of the game. When you get to the end, you realize it was all built up for it. So, I don't know.
So it's not your typical Hollywood ending then, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'll give that away. It's not I don't know if you're going to expect it, but it's also not like Bruce Willis was dead the whole time kind of ending either. So, but I don't know. It's great, especially the last half of that game is brilliant. It's just the storytelling is amazing. So,
that's good.
Yeah.
Right on.
You know, you make me want to play it, but I don't know how I'm going to find the time or the money.
Yeah, I traded in some games to do it.
Yeah, I haven't got many games to trade in. I did get strong-armed, but I have traded a lot of games so that I could buy the DLC on Black Ops 2 on the Xbox as well as already having it on the PlayStation 3. I don't know why I had to do that, but I did, and I enjoyed every moment of it.
There you go.
Bullshit.
Well, speaking of Black Ops and new releases, I suppose we should probably wrap this up since it is Frosty Pints and we're probably drinking anyway. But go back to video game playing. Just want to thank you guys once again for coming in for our take 2 of episode 2.
It was. Listen, we didn't cover Nintendo's not marketing policy. We didn't cover the fact that the Japanese hate Westerners because they don't release games that we all want to play. We didn't cover. Well, we did a little bit. We're doing it now, very quickly.
Yeah.
The Japanese thinks the whole rest of the world is a fucking tier 2. There we go.
Yeah. Well,
actually, no, not the Japanese. Nintendo.
Yeah. Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because what is it? Microsoft caused a controversy because they're kind of viewing Japan as a tier 2 release, not coming out in 2013 with Xbox One, and
who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't know if Japan really cares, and especially when you have Sony and Nintendo there, they're like, well, have fun with that. That's fine.
Yeah, and all the games that only come out over there, Dragon Quest. There's a lot we didn't talk about this time around, but
yeah. We talked about chickenpox, so it's even.
Chickenpox, yeah.
And you can cut that out too.
But we'll just save it for next time. Who knows what kind of bombshell? Isn't Gamecast or there's some convention that Xbox One is going to try to do a better conference at? I think it's in your neck of the woods. I don't know.
They got in Europe somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think they could. I don't really think they could do any worse.
I don't.
They don't. I just think that if they turn up and go, hey, we're sorry, like over the PS4, everything's got, we've got it too.
It does feel like they're on, like, extreme against defensive right now. Like, oh, you really like that Sony's doing this? Okay, we're doing this. And I guess I can't really blame them since what's-his-face who left for Zyga or whatever the company's name.
Zynga?
Yes. Yeah.
Zynga, that's it.
Farmville company. I thank God he's gone because I think he did a horrible job marketing.
Yeah, I think Bill Gates probably put out a contract on him.
Yeah.
If that happens.
I'm calling smokes.
I'm just kidding, Bill. Stop listening to our conversation. No, he must have been having the biggest rage fit in his office or at his home when he was watching that anyone could possibly have. He was really, really rich.
Yeah, because when you look at it, and let's say they kept all the restrictions and stuff like that, obviously the developers put a lot of thought and time into the Xbox One as it was planned to be released. Not that I'm defending it, it's the some choices, because I think some of it is just greed and trying to restrict a product that you were in other ways not restricted to before, so you're actually getting less in some ways. But I mean, I don't blame it on developers. They had a job to sell the idea, and they just could not do it. I mean, instead, what was front stage was the restrictions, not the things that you could do that it couldn't do before.
Yeah. Yeah. Did any of you see that post about PlayStation 4 did, or should I say Sony did? Showing you how they're going to handle used games on their console.
No.
It went viral. It was like the president of Sony, somebody else high up on the PlayStation division anyway, and someone gave them sort of like $20, and the person handed the game over.
Oh yeah, I did.
Really?
That.
They really did that? They did it just to basically rub Microsoft's nose in it.
Yeah,
which was hilarious.
It's crazy how Microsoft was so dominant this generation, and now they almost feel like they have to climb out of a hole to try to take their spot as at least in the Western industry, being the top console. So
I just see that they worked so hard to, there's so much thought put into how we can possibly make the most amount of money off of selling every game, and obviously it's all about money, but they completely forgot about the fact that they need to be able to sell their console first of all,
right?
And that possibly they just banked on it. Yeah, they banked on their 360 success on selling it before they, they went too far.
They did.
Yeah.
And I think people are getting wise to the fact that, you're putting all these social networks on here and stuff. Well, obviously you're doing it for a reason. It's not just to make me happy. It's there's money in it. There's money into tying all this together, and
advertising revenue, surely.
Oh yeah, that alone, just that.
The first one, in that first
How alone they should be giving us the Xbox One.
Right.
Well, remember the early rumors was that there was going to be a very cheap version that, before they called Xbox One, everyone thought it was going to be like $720 or whatever it was. That the idea that there might have been a non-disc drive version of it coming out that was going to be incredibly cheap, but based on the idea of those kind of subscriptions would pay for it, and the digital downloads, and the other kind of things that would be happening through it. Kind of like what the Steam box is or isn't. I don't know, but
listen, it would have worked if they'd have come out categorically and said, "Look, we're not going to be charging the same sort of price for games."
Yeah,
because there's no shipping cost, there's no manufacture cost. Right. We're going to directly. The games will be stored on our servers and they'll be directly downloaded to your console. They're going to be they're going to be like half the price. People would have been going, "Wow, let's just buy Xbox One," but they didn't think that, right, did they?
No.
And then cream people with DLC.
Yeah.
Make the DLC worth buying, and at a price where you're going to make money off of it.
And that's a good question in DLC on each. What is your feeling on DLC? Do you like that games have it now? Do you not like it? Do you feel like it's what? Sorry,
it's a cash cow.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm calling smokes.
Yeah. Really?
I think this podcast has been longer than the last one.
Maybe we're pushing 2 hours, 1 hour and 45 anyways.
Yeah.
It was pretty long.
I'm calling smokes, damn it! Watched my wife go 3 times. Look at her.
She's just puffing smoke into the room. Hey, Fred.
No, she doesn't do that. She ain't rude. I'm going again.
Yeah, well, considering this was supposed to be the abbreviated one, that's kind of a sign that we
disabbreviated.
Yeah.
The 4 of us on here, rather. Because I'm looking at 3 of you. I was about to say, there's only 3 of us, Korchie, Dick, and Lee. We could talk forever.
Well, as it's proven, we don't even have to be recorded for it, so. Okay.
We are easily used.
Yeah.
So, well, once again, thanks for joining us in our podcast, and I hope everyone's listening enjoyed the time. Bye, everyone.
No.
Bye.
Bye.